welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name's Kat and today we're going to be creating 3 looks with the Carnival 4 Antidote palette from bperfect and Stacey Marie. This is the second Carnival palette I've had. I had the Carnival 3, but I completely depotted it and it is now mingled within my array of depotted singles. But if you haven't seen this palette before, this is what it looks like. It is humongous. It is such a giant palette, but it is a very beautiful mix of grungy tones. We've got warms, we've got like rosy pinks, and we've got some green tones on the end here. I have already made a video playing with this palette where I sort of mix everything together. But for this 3 looks, I thought it might be cool to do it like section by section. You've got a look with the warms, you've got a look with the rosy tones, and then you've got this look with the green tone. If you haven't been on my channel before, hi, I'm Kat. Thank you so much for clicking. I am a lover of grungy, messy, colourful makeup. That is just what I love to do. And if that is something that interests you, that sounds good to you, then definitely subscribe, because that's what I do over here on my channel. If you do like more sort of like fashion-y content as well, go over to my Instagram, because I do tend to post a little bit more like that over there. All right, if you would like to see me create these 3 looks, then please just keep on watching. Okay, welcome to look number 1. So this is going to be with the like warm side of the palette. So I'm going to start with the shade Zest, which is this. Ooh, this palette is so big. This shade here, it's like a warm kind of mustardy shade. And we're just going to throw this all through the crease. This isn't going to be a particularly like crazy look because I'm getting ready for work, so I just want something kind of grungy, smoky, you know, the usual. Okay, and then to deepen that up, I'm going to take the shade Cinnamon, which is this one here, and then I'm going to follow it up with the shade Pecan, which is that one there. So taking Cinnamon first and just popping that through just a little bit lower, just so you still have that mustard kind of peeking through at the top there. I love these sorts of shadows where they build up really nicely, so you can create quite a lot of depth just with one shade, just building up one shade. And then I'm taking that Pecan shade on a smaller brush, and that's going to go right in this outer corner and just slightly through the crease on the outer part of the lid. And then just kind of going back with the other brush and the other shades, just to really keep the blend really soft. And once I've got my base on and everything, I'm going to go back round with that Zest shade just to bring it back. Now I'm going to work on the lid. So I'm just going to do a half cut crease with my NYX glitter primer and just a nice flat brush. And I'm just gonna do a little half cut creasy shape. And then for the lid, I'm gonna do the shade Sugar Maple, which is this gold, into this shade Pin Up. So I'm gonna start with Sugar Maple on the same brush. Whoa, that is so pretty. And we're just gonna start by patting that over, and then just sort of defining that shape a little bit with it. Oh, that's so pretty. And then going into the shade Pin Up, which is the sort of reddish shade, and popping that in the center and blending it up and into that outer corner. Oh, that is so pretty. I've got a lot of red, like, satins in my collection, but not many, like, red shimmers. And that is so pretty. And then just gonna take my smaller brush that I used for the darker red and just blend that out. And then take the fluffy brush, just blend some more, just so there's like a soft transition between everything. I'm gonna quickly catch up the top of this eye, do my base, and we'll come back and we'll do the lower lash line and sort of buff and blend everything out. So back in a second. Okay, base is on, and I want to put some of the purples on the lower lash line because I love mixing like warm oranges and reds with purples. So I'm gonna start with the shade Fuego, which is this one here, and I'm just gonna tuck that against the lower lash line, mostly focused on the sort of outer 2/3. And then I'm just gonna take the same brush, wipe it off, just give it a little wiggle underneath. I'm gonna blend it out with Zest as well, because I'm just gonna hit all the edges with that. So I'm just gonna take a big fluffy brush and the shade Zest, which is the first shade that we used, and I'm literally just gonna go around everything, just dust it all around those edges. Bring it down onto the lower lash line, blend out that purple. And then I'm just going to build up that Fuego again, just so we definitely don't lose that pop. And then for the front of the lower lash line, I'm going to take the shade Honey, which is this one here, the like really bright yellowy gold. And that's going to go in here. I might have to give that a little spray just to make it stick a bit better, because I do have powder down here. Okay, that's the eye look done. I'm gonna quickly pop off camera, do my eyeliner, mascara, lipstick, and I'll come back with everything complete. Okay, and then this is the finished look for look number 1. I think it's very simple but very pretty. Like, I just really like these colours together. It's not a complicated look or anything too crazy. I just wanted something just warm and cozy and grungy to go back to work in. So for my waterline, I used the shade Blaze from Ellie Girl. This is technically a lip liner, but I always use it in my waterline, and I just think it brings out that pop of purple even nicer. My mascara is the e.l.f. Big Mood mascara, and then for my lips I used Melt Mum. Just pop some of that on, just for this like bricky tone. I think it works really well with the eyes, and yeah, I'm pretty pleased with this. I feel pretty good. I just like a good, you know, a good grungy eye, and I think this works really well with the warm tones, and I love the mix of the warm like oranges and reds with the purple. As I said, I think it looks, I love the colours together. So yeah, pretty pleased with that. That's look number 1. Let's move on to look number 2 with like the dusty rosy shades. Good morning, welcome to look number 2. We're going to be working with the sort of rosy tones today, and I'm gonna start with the shade Dusty Rose, which is this one in the center here, and that one is just going to be buffed all through the crease. Again, I'm getting ready for work, so this is not going to be anything like too crazy, too over the top. I'm just going to pick that up and start wiggling that through. This is such a pretty tone. I'm not feeling particularly chatty this morning. I'm so sleepy. I don't know why. I slept so well. But I'm just not quite there yet. Okay, so that's built up and buffed out really nice. Oh, I'm gonna close my curtain. It's making me, there you go. That's built up and buffed out really, really nice. I'm gonna do a matte cut crease, so I need a little bit more depth in the outer corner. So I'm gonna take the shade Chestnut, which is this one down here. It's a nice dark, like, kind of neutrally brown. I'm just gonna take a little bit of that. I'm just gonna wiggle this out here just to give a little bit more depth, so that when we do the cut crease, there's going to be a lot more what's the word I'm looking for? Contrast. Okay, now I'm going to work on the cut crease. So I'm taking a little bit of my Revolution Conceal Undefine, and I'm just going to take that on a flat brush, and we're going to start with the cut crease shape. And how I do my cut creases is I put some of the concealer down on my lid, and then I look up and it will show me where it will transfer, and kind of gives me a guide of where to do my cut crease. But I do like to bring mine up a bit higher just so you can really see it when my eye is open. And then just taking the brush that I use with the dark brown, I'm just wiggling it over the edge to like fade it out. And then the shade I want to go in with is the shade Bonbon, which is this gorgeous like rosy pink. So I'm just picking that up on a flat brush, and I'm just going to pop this over the top. I did a look yesterday where I just did the matte browns in the crease, and then I just put this on the lid just normally, and it just looked so pretty that I wanted to do it like fully like impactful. And I mean, it's still quite soft and pretty, but this shade is so stunning. And then going back with my big brush and blending everything. I just think that looks really pretty. And then I want to do something that I did in my 3 looks with my Club Nebula palette. So this was ages ago, but I just want to put some shimmer just up here, so not like over the lid or anything, and then it'll kind of help define the cut crease as well. So I am just taking a little bit of glitter glue just up and around over here. And then I think I'm gonna take the shade Elixir, which is this, or do I take Dwindle? No, I'm gonna take Elixir, which is that one there. This is one of my favourite shades in the palette. I've used it so many times. It is so pretty. And then I'm just gonna pull it up like that. So then when I sort of look up, you can see this, just this line of shimmer. And that's it for the lid. I'm gonna quickly go and do it on this eye, and then I'll come back and we can do under eye and everything like that. So back in a second. Okay, so the base is on, and I finished up this eye. I just think it's really pretty. So we're gonna do the lower lash line now. I go back into Dusty Rose, which is the first shade we used, and I'm gonna put that on the very outer corner. Pull that up into the winged out kind of shape we've got going on. And then to add a little pop, I'm going to go into the shade Pampas, which is this one here. It's like the peachy, like bright kind of peach shade. And that's going to go all in here in the front. And again, I'm going to really pack this on so it's like quite bright. Contrasty lower lash line. I think it's so simple and it adds something so like interesting to a look. And then for my inner corners, I'm going to take the shade Oyster, or should I do Dwindle? I'll do Oyster, which is this shade here, and I'm just gonna very lightly dust that onto this brush and then buff in the inner corners, just so it's a little pinky sparkle, just like that. Okay, so now it's time to just do all the other little bits and bobs. I'm gonna put cotton candy from Beauty Bay in my waterline. I'm gonna put on my e.l.f. Big Mood mascara, and then I think I'm gonna do, I don't know yet 100% what I'm gonna do for my lips, but I'm gonna come back and tell you because we haven't got, my camera's been weird and won't let me film for longer than 10 minutes, so I don't have got time to do that. So I'll be back in just a second. Okay, and here is the look all finished up. I just went for a really thin layer of Odin's Eyes Apricot Girl just to keep this a bit like lighter and softer. Definitely could have done like a sort of like a brown, especially to go with like the tones in the outer corner. I just think this look is pretty. It's not too crazy or anything, so I'm just gonna blend out these edges whilst we're here, and I just like it. I just think these tones are so pretty, these like dusty sort of rosy tones. I don't have a lot of things like this in my collection, so it's quite nice to now have like a whole range of these things. And I do love a matte cut crease every now and again. I think it's so nice, and that little bit of sparkle on the top I think is cute. So yeah, I'm gonna go sort out my hair, eat my breakfast, and then go to work. So yeah, this is look number 2. I hope you enjoyed. Let's move to look number 3. Okay, welcome to look number 3. We're gonna do some dark grungy greens today. You guys know how much I love a good green look, so that's what we're gonna do. First things first, I'm going to take the shade Ash, which is this one up here, and I'm gonna really tuck that in the crease. And this is the shade I sort of want to be like the main kind of focus, I guess, maybe. I don't really know yet. I'm kind of just going with it, as I tend to do. No real plan. I'm not at work today, so I feel like I can go a little bit more ham. We're just going to the cinema and to get some food. So I feel like I can go a little bit darker. So I'm just really building up this shade. So it's nice and dark and pigmented right in the crease and in the outer corners. Now I'm going to take a bigger fluffy brush and I'm going to go into the shade, I think I'm going to go into Suede, which is this shade here, because I don't want this to be too bright. I want to kind of keep this a bit more murky, so I could have gone in with Moss, but I feel like this is going to keep it sort of a bit more grungy. And I'm just going to take this and use it to blend out Ash. And then I'm going back in with a little bit more ash, just to build it up and blend it out some more. I'm just being really gentle. To add the tiniest bit more depth, I'm gonna take the shade Antidote, which is this one here, which is like a really, really dark green. Like, it's hard to explain. It's kind of, I don't know, but I'm taking like the tiniest amount, just popping that right in this outer corner here. I don't want to overwhelm it. I just want to deepen it out here. Then back in with more ash. It's just a lot of sort of back and forth. Just getting this like really nice grungy green blend. For the lid, I don't want any sort of cut crease or anything. I'm gonna take the shade Grunge, which is this dark, murky, beautiful green. And I'm just gonna take it on my finger. It doesn't need any glitter glue or anything. I've used this shade before, and I'm just gonna pop it across the lid. So stunning. And then I'm just gonna take my blending brush again and just give that a wiggle. I'm going to take a little bit more on the brush of Grunge to just blend it into the crease a little bit, because I don't mind shimmering the crease. Okay, I'm going to quickly pop off camera. I'm going to do my base and like my eyebrows and everything like that, and then we can come back and do the lower lash line. So I'll be back in just a second. Okay, base is on. I did just throw out my hair because it was annoying me. For my lower lash line, I am going to take the shade Granite, which is this shimmer, and I'm going to smoke that all along my lower lash line. And then I'm going to blend out with the shade Suede again, just to kind of wrap everything around. I'm going to take Granite on this stubby little brush, and I'm just going to smudge it against my lower lash line. I always pull the most ridiculous faces when I do my lower lash line. Okay, and as I said, taking Suede on my larger fluffy brush, I'm just gonna blend all the way around, and then I'm gonna wipe that brush off just so I don't pick up too much shimmer on it. I love that. I've been really liking a shimmery lower lash line at the moment. You guys know that if I could do, like, I happily do like a full shimmer look. I don't care about like mattes, like having to have mattes and having to have shimmers. So I really like a shimmery lower lash line. I'm just gonna top up Grunge across the lid a little bit. I feel like with all the blending and stuff, you kind of lose it a little. But I just want to make sure that that's really intense. For the inner corner, I'm going to use that Suede shade again. So the shade I use to blend everything out. Kind of want a matte inner corner because we've got so much shimmer across like the lid and the lower lash line that I think a matte inner corner would be nice. So I'm just going to pat that on there. And kind of just give it a little blend. For the liner, I'm going to take LA Girl Gotcha, which is just a nice green. Okay, I'm going to quickly stick on some mascara and some lipstick, which will probably be like a brownie nude. And then I will come back and show you the finished look. And here we are. Here is look number 3, all finished. What do you think? I just love this. I just feel like this is just very much like my kind of makeup. I love a grungy green look. I just love these sorts of tones on me. I think it suits my complexion, and I love mixing it with like peachy toned blushes. I just think it looks so good. I just used my e.l.f. Big Mood mascara, and for lips I did a brown liner and then the Kaleidos Skin Chip, which I've almost used up already. Like, that is how much I use these lipsticks. I have ordered a new Adobe and Sienna as well because of how they're completely used up. I was like scraping product out and I couldn't even do it anymore, so this is now almost gone as well, which is crazy because I've not had it that long. Anyway, this is the third and final look. Let's zoom out and talk about this palette. Okay, so those are my 3 looks with the palette. Which one was your favorite? I do think it's this one. I feel like I just feel my most self when I'm wearing like dark grungy greens like this compared to like the rosy tones or like the really warm tones. I've had a lot of fun playing with this palette. I think that the mattes are really easy to use. They're super blendable and the shimmers are so pretty. Like, they're quite a sort of like thick metallic formula, so you can use it with a brush and with a finger without any sort of like base underneath. I do feel like if you are a grungy toned lover and you just want everything in one place, and this is definitely the way to go, because you've got those like warm browny reds, you've got those dusty rosy tones, and then the greens. And I feel like especially if you mix them all together, then you can create some really delicious grungy looks. And as you know, I'm a grungy lover, and I love that most of these shimmers are dark as well, because there's nothing more effective yet easy to me than taking a dark shimmer, smudging it all over the lid, blending it with a shade, like a matte shade that's similar, and there you go. You've got a look. Easy peasy, grungy, messy, delicious. And that is just what I love. And I do love the, you know, the fact that you do have the rosy tone, the warm tones, the rosy pinky tones, and then the green tones. I feel like that makes it a little bit easier to work with, especially because this palette is so massive. It can be a little bit daunting, not quite knowing what to do with it. But yeah, I am glad I've got this palette. Would I like it as much as I do if I bought it full price? I don't know. I was very lucky to be able to get it not full price. I think it's around £40 full price, and I don't think I ever would have bought it full price, if I'm honest, just because the price put me off, the size put me off. But being able to get it for as cheap as I did, and also then just by the luck of it, being able to gift it to a friend as well, was just a bonus. So yeah, that is that. Definitely tell me down below which look was your favorite. I'd love to know, and let me know if you have this palette, you want this palette. Tell me all the info. I would love to hear from you. And that is it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe. That'd be really cool. And as always, eat good, drink good, take care of yourself, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.